Hey, what is up, guys? Master Gaming here. I have had a lot of people ask me about what did I think of the 720, and I don't think I made a video about it. If I did, I don't know. I probably did, talking about it a little bit and probably how I felt about it. But this is gonna be official 720 video about how I feel about it, what I think about it, and everything. Well, the 720 conference that Xbox is planning on releasing in the next couple of days is coming out soon, and that's gonna reveal everything, basically squash any type of rumors or reveal that some rumors were actually true about this 720, and everything else is gonna be in the light, and this is what they're planning on doing with it. Now, how I feel about the 720, some people know that how I feel about the 720. I honestly think that we don't need it. Personally, I think that we are going to get as close to realism in these games as to where we are now. It can't. And what I'm trying to say is we are to the point where I think we have reached the limit of trying to bring so much realism out of games. Because when you look at Battlefield and with Battlefield 4 coming out, this is pretty much at the peak of realism you're going to get. Other than that, you pretty much trying to make something happen that's not really going to happen right now in this day and age. And I sort of feel that Microsoft and Sony is trying to push for that next day and age, and it's not going to happen, not with this type of current technology that we have now. And the same thing can so much be said with PC gaming, with the graphics cards and stuff. That's only going to bring that certain amount of realism to it. You can't get no more realer than it is now. And the way how I see is that by them pushing for this, they're gonna shy away a lot of people that that love to play these consoles over the years, because who's really gonna try drop $600 from half these consoles really anyway, other than the common fool that doesn't actually do his research on any of these consoles. They don't actually take the time out to see that there's not much of a difference between probably a 720 and a 360. I bet you the only difference in these two is that it's this Blu-ray player that they're going to be talking about putting in the 720, because the 360 doesn't have a Blu-ray player, and the 720 is supposed to have one, and then they're supposed to upgrade connect to 2.0, where it makes like the whole room be able to interact with the game and all this other stuff. But when you really come down to it, for most people that want to try to buy this 720, they say, well, does it have a more updated graphics card and stuff? Well, the way how I see it is, you just getting a couple more added pixels to your thing. If you don't have an HD TV like most people in the United States don't have, or anywhere else in the world that has a 360, if you don't have an HD TV and you're stuck with a standard definition TV, it won't matter none at all of how great the graphics card is in that system. If you're still stuck with a standard definition TV, it will not be no different than a 360, and I can tell you that right off the bat from the truth is between them two. It won't be anywhere, nowhere different. Now, with HD, everything's looks a lot crystal and clear. Even on the 360, if you play Mass Effect 3, the realism they got to that so much is, it looks clear. You can see people's facial expressions, you can feel the emotions. And I'm guessing they're trying to say with the 720, they're gonna go past that to where they look almost human on TV. That's what I see so much when I hear people talk about it, or Microsoft does these little rumors they like to release to the general public, talking about always online, and saying always online is not what people think it is. It's actually just basically saying if you want to use some of the more key features of Xbox Live, you have to always be online. Honestly, I think what the always online was actually going to be, like what the always online was going to actually say they was in the beginning, and that was, they said in order for the 360 to work properly, it would have to always be connected. And personally, what I think happened was when that rumor got released to the general public, Microsoft saw how much of a negative feedback that was getting back, because you know a lot of fans were sitting up saying, well, I may not always have internet on 24/7, and this may not work for me, and this is so crap, and I'm not going to buy it. And you know, even some of the dumb consumers were sitting up saying, yeah, this is crap, I'm not going to buy it. And then they came out and said, no, that's not actually, you know, the truth is, you know, it's always, you can always still play your single player games. It's just when it comes to accessing, you know, certain parts of the market, you won't have those features available to you. Now, I don't know what the specs are inside of that 720. I know it's going to be a much more updated graphics card, as they like to say, than, you know, what 360 currently has right now running on it. And, you know, it's going to have more like HD components, more USB support. That's what I'm sort of familiar with as of now. And, you know, it's a new addition to the Blu-ray player being added on to it. So the way how I see it is, they're trying to really push these consoles to be more like, well, more like a PC. Well, now I know that consoles are computers, but they're trying to make them into like an actual gaming PC. You know, like with the PlayStation 3, you could play DC Universe online because, you know, it actually had PC components. It seemed like Microsoft is trying to push more into that direction, trying to get people, you know, in that direction of saying that they can play their PC games on their 360. They don't have to go out and build a PC for about $600. They can take their $600 and build this. But I sort of feel like there are going to be a lot of restrictions when it comes to that 720 if they're trying to push for that type of market of them trying to get their foot into a PC game in a bit. You know, they're going to probably have so many limitations saying what games you can play, how many people can play with you in that certain amount of game, how big the server room is going to be, all that good stuff. But you know, the way how I was seeing it was, me and my buddy was talking about it. What Microsoft should do is they should allow you to upgrade these consoles yourself. Like they sell you the part, like they'll sell you the graphics card that they're planning on upgrading the 360 to, and you just go out to the store, you buy the graphics card, basically open up the 360, and you put the graphics card in. Now, you know, that would eliminate, you know, people, you know, them trying to say, well, you can't go in our systems, we can sue you for going in our system messing up, and we won't cover you for the warranty. Now, if people go in there and mod it to like the point where, you know, if something breaks down with it, and you know that's the cause of the problem, then now I can see Microsoft probably not have a responsibility with it because you chose, you know, to take this part out and upgrade it yourself, and that's basically on you that your system's fried. But if it comes to like where you can go out and buy the parts yourself from them and you can put them in, then I can still see, well, yeah, we'll cover you because, you know, you put in this graphics card yourself and you didn't do any other minor tweaks to it. And I think that would make, you know, consoles a lot more fun and a lot more easier on the pocket if we just go out and buy these graphics cards or these new components ourselves, or even Blu-ray players. We just add the disc drives all in ourselves. They would make consoles more like a do-it-yourselfer type of thing. You know, it make it a lot more easier on the consumer. It will make it a lot more easier for me, so I don't have to drop $600 every about 5 years just to, you know, get a new console with a new updated graphics card, which is not the most efficient graphics card out there, and to have all these other problems like a red ring, 4 winks, and all that other stuff. I don't really plan on watching that conference really all that much. I'm probably just going to read an article about it, but I will do a video about, you know, what I see from the conference or what I've read about what they're talking about putting in the specs of that 720, and how I'll do like sort of final review of whether or not it's going to be worth getting. As of right now, it's not really one of my top priorities again. I really don't think we need something like that in this current generation. I think they just need to stick what they have now and try to improve on that, you know. But it's hard to get people to understand that. They think that, you know, you have to keep making something new. Why don't you just improve on what you have? So when that time comes of making something new, then you can honestly say, well, now we can move on to something bigger. But if you know that you hadn't really been all that successful with your predecessor and you felt like you couldn't be more successful with your predecessor, then work with your predecessor a lot more than actually moving on. But I will see you guys, you know, in that video I will be making videos through the week, but that special video will be coming out, you know, either the day of the conference or a day after. I haven't decided, but be looking forward to that, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Whites on the line, kid. Watch out, would you? Uh-oh, they've got friends.